I'm here with Tammy Honaman, jewelry designer and magazine editor, and I'm excited about this two-parter. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm excited too, and I love enamel. Enamel is such a great way to bring color into your jewelry.
Well, this is a beautiful piece that you made, and it shows, I bet, your stash.
It is a lot of my stash. The layers of color to me are just so happy and fun, and they make me want to do more enameling, really. It's just very, very important to work in a studio safely when working with enamels, and really at any time. But with this medium, I just wanted to go over some safety precautions so that you can really work smartly.
Well, and enamels are a powdered substance.
Correct, powdered glass.
Powdered glass, I should have said that. So that's why it's really important to take precautions.
Yeah, just be careful. It's not it's just good to be smart.
It's really fun though.
It is fun, and it is so great to bring color to life. So we have really, first and foremost, water. I don't have running water in my studio, so I always keep a bowl of water handy.
Okay.
And then also a fire extinguisher.
Okay, and is the water for putting out a potential fire, or what is that for? Quenching something hot?
You don't want to quench anything usually when you're working with enamels, but if you have an emergency where you need to put something and cool it off real fast, yes. And then if you had anything that caught on fire. Anytime I'm using a torch, I have water nearby, just in case. And if you have a studio with running water, then it's not as vital to have a bowl, but I like to have a bowl. I also keep torch gloves or kiln gloves handy. These are from a welding supply. They're just, they make it so that you can pick up something hot and not burn your hands. So if you needed to in a hurry, you have your gloves handy. And then when I'm working with my tools, I use fiber grip tweezers. So, you have, they kind of are the reverse of what people are used to with tweezers, and you squeeze them to open and then release to close. But the grip on the handle keeps it so that you don't feel the heat in your hand. So I just keep, yeah.
And so I should say that this is all precautionary stuff for this week, but next week when you come back, you're going to show us how to do enameling.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, which will be a lot of fun. We'll get the torches lit up. And then speaking of torches, we have just a couple of examples here of butane, but you can use acetylene and you can use propane. They all impact the enamel in a little bit different ways, but inside a studio in your own home, butane is safe. The other fuels have to be in a different environment. So butane is my go-to. Okay. And then there's just different types of torches, and you want to go with something that has a lot of heat, because I like to work as fast as possible.
Because that prevents mistakes on the road, or what?
I like to get to the net result as fast as possible so that there's less time for oxidation. Okay. Oxidation is not your friend when you're working with the glass and different metals. So.
Okay, is that what the little trivets help with too?
Yes, so the trivets keep your piece up off of your screen, and because it's only touching on those few fine points, it keeps your piece from sticking to the surface. If you were to torch fire onto the screen, your piece would torch fire onto the screen. And then it would just be very happy there forever until you broke
Goodbye
the glass.
Screen.
Goodbye screen. Or you'd have a lot of glass, and that's just
right.
Who wants to have that mess?
Right. Not and so me. Speaking of mess, you would always work over a tile or another heat-resistant surface so that you're not working directly on your work table.
Correct. Yes, I always have something there underneath the perimeter of my work area, for sure. And then, because we're using a torch, and when I'm firing with enamels, I tend to go a little bit longer as far as how long I'm working with enamels. I like to protect my eyes. So I always wear glasses, and I use like kiln-safe glasses or torch safety glasses. So they have, the ones I prefer are a didymium lens. So that's that purple, that really pretty purple. And then the green are also safe for use with that, when you have the torch and it's burning that red, that's a flare. You want to just protect your retina.
Your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
And because of the powder nature of the material, and because it's going to be airborne, you want to make sure you're wearing some sort of protective mask. This would be my least recommended. If you're just demonstrating, like if I'm at a show or something demonstrating, I would make this available to all the attendees to have. This would be something that I would recommend for, like if you're going to be doing this and you want to just see if you're going to be using it and going forward in your studio. Kind of checking it out, because it's definitely a well-rated mask. This is what I use.
So when you're getting serious, you need to get serious about protection. But it's pink.
It's pink.
So it's still fun.
And how about that? It's from the hardware store and it's pink. So this would probably normally be worn by a man.
Interesting.
Interesting. but it's pink, so I love it. Speaking of pink, I have a few samples of pink enamels that I just keep handy. Now, of course, I do this with all colors. This just happens to be that I have pink with me today. And I label the color so that I know what created that look. And with torch firing, sometimes the look won't stay the same, but typically if you have a base color and then a transparent over it, which is what these are examples of, you can then duplicate it.
So are you kind of using this as your own swatch palette?
It is a
then?
swatch, yep.
That is amazing. This is a great way to jump into production.
Yep, exactly. Take it to that next level.
And you can see kind of the range of different finishes there on those.
Yes, and sometimes when you use the same colors, you still get a range, but at least it'll be close to what you're looking for.
Oh, I cannot wait to see what we're gonna make next week. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Tammy.
You're welcome.